Stalking is a serious problem. 3 million Americans report being stalked each year, and technology is making it easier for stalkers to keep track of their targets. News 12's Walt Kane is in your corner with a look at the issue and how you can protect yourself.
Students at Kean University recently took part in an unusual team exercise. They worked together to track down and collect Apple AirTags, one of the many GPS tracking devices people can now buy to locate things like keys.
The aspect that I loved about it was the teamwork, and I met so many new people in this event. I believe that's the most important part.
But the event also had a serious purpose.
There is concern oftentimes that people are stalking others, and usually women are the target, unfortunately.
Cybersecurity pro Scott Schober says he coordinated the event to help raise awareness about cyber stalking.
The education part of this, educating students to understand how technology could be used for good, but also could be wrongfully used.
Cyber stalking is a growing problem. A survey in Australia found 1 in 4 people who bought tracking devices there had a history of domestic violence. Here in the U.S., a congressional study found more than 3 million people report being stalked each year. And stalkers use technology to keep track of their victims more than 80% of the time. But protecting yourself from cyber stalking has also gotten easier in recent years. Experts say one of the biggest things you can do is pay attention to the alerts on your phone. If you get one saying an unknown device is traveling with you, don't ignore it. Those alerts are there to protect your safety and privacy. There are also tracking detection apps and even standalone devices that will let users scan for nearby AirTags or other tracking devices.
It's like a key fob. You turn it on, and what it does is it really just scans and looks for any tags that are in the area and instantly alerts you.
And if you think your safety is at risk, Schober says contact law enforcement right away. In your corner, Walt Kane, News 12.
Well, do you have an issue or know something else that needs to be investigated? Here's how to get Kane in your corner. Call 201-765-KANE or email kaneinyourcorner@news12.com. Tomorrow is tax day, and if you haven't filed yet, you want to file for an extension. Several states have received automatic deadline extensions due to natural disasters, but guess what? New Jersey is not one of them. So reach out to your local tax expert or file online. And before you rush to buy that new phone, the Trump administration says those items and other electronic components will be exempt from the huge surcharges on imported electronics. The tariffs imposed on China would have had a major impact on tech giants like Apple, since the majority of its phones are produced there. And Meta's federal antitrust trial kicks off Monday in D.C. The FTC is accusing Meta of illegally building a social networking monopoly through its acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp. The FTC initially filed the lawsuit back in December of 2020, but it was thrown out 6 months later. The agency amended and then refiled. There will not be a jury on this, which means the judge will be issuing the final ruling. Now, if he rules against Meta, the company could be forced to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. It's the first day of the Social Security Administration's new anti-fraud measures. The agency will now conduct an anti-fraud check on all phone applications, and anyone flagged for possible fraud must verify their identity in person. They are starting a new policy barring beneficiaries from changing their direct deposit information by phone. Last month, the agency unveiled the new efforts that it said were aimed at strengthening identity verification within the program.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
This was amazing to watch. An all-female crew just launched into space today aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket and capsule. The 10-minute flight took off at 9 a.m. this morning from Van Horn, Texas. Katy Perry, Gayle King, and 4 other women you can see here, they rang the bell as they boarded their flight. The crew flew just above the Kármán line, also known as the edge of space, before descending and landing in the desert. They look so cool right there. I absolutely love that.
That is a great shot of them.
Oh, that is amazing. To say you went to space for a bit.
Yeah.
All right, down here on Earth though. So I know people really want the real spring weather, not the rainy spring, like the nice closer to summer spring. Are we getting better temperatures this week?
Are you putting in a request?
I'm like, can you talk to Mother Nature for me, please?
I'm doing my best, and we're all about the girl power, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look at what we have going on right now. We are going to see, unfortunately, those rain showers, they should didn't want to hear about. They do. I know. Oh, that's okay, though. At least we're going to keep the mild conditions. One thing at a time, right? We do have overnight rain, and then Tuesday, tomorrow's going to be a little more unsettled, more clouds than sun today. We're enjoying a bit of sunshine, but it'll be mild. And then in time for Easter, and there's a long stretch between now and Easter Sunday, so we've got most of the week. Most of it is going to be dry. So that's the good news. All right, so let's take a look at what happens here on Futurecast. Today's high temperatures going into the mid-60s when the normal high is the low 60s. So we're overachieving there. Thank you, Mother Nature. You can see how we go into the overnight hours and these rain showers move in. The green is the light rain. What you have here in the red and the yellows, those are downpours, could be thunderstorms. Look how quickly they move through, and they move through mainly southern portions of the state. If you're south of 195, south of Trenton, as you get into the Toms River, don't be surprised if you wake up to a rumble of thunder, but it is out early. You can see the timestamp here. By rush hour, most of it is dry, and then a few pop-up showers. Not a big deal. Temperature is still going to be in the 60s for most of Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, well, unfortunately, the temperatures drop back down into the 50s, but it's not going to stay there permanently. By the time we get to Thursday, we're back up to 60, and slowly but surely, we make it to near 70 degrees for the holiday weekend. You may get a little bit of rain on your Easter bonnet, though, on Sunday. So pollen sufferers, you know the deal. Grass, tree, high. The absence of weed, mold, and ragweed is good. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast so you can make those plans. It's still mild tomorrow.
Sally Ann, thank you. A record number of soldiers receive a heartwarming homecoming after a months-long mission in the Middle East. How NJ leaders are honoring their efforts.